Thank you. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Cool. So since I wasn't recording, let me go back over that again. So I'm going to be reading from Neville Goddard's book. The name of his book is Freedom for All. And I'm reading from chapter 6. And again, Neville Goddard was someone that was around, I believe, the 30, 40, 50s. I haven't done a lot of research about that, but I know that it was kind of back in the day. And he was amazing at being able to combine the Bible with personal development. He was beyond his time. He was far beyond his time. And what he would do is he would have these lectures, and people would come and they would listen to him and they would learn from him. And it was just, you know, that's all he did. The other thing that he did that was really good, one of the things that I, to the best of my ability, I also tried to do is he would teach, but he would also share his experiences and his stories in his teachings. So it wasn't like he was just going to teach you something that worked from somebody else. He would actually do the thing and then teach you the thing, give you the interpretation of it. The reason why I think that's powerful is because if I give you something, if I read you something, and I say, you know, just let's say, for example, I'm like, you know, thus saith the Lord. Like this is something that God gave me, but I haven't gone through the thing, and I haven't exercised the solution. For me, that doesn't sit right with me. However, anytime somebody teaches and they have gone through the thing that they've actually taught, and they've been on the other side to where they can actually now teach the thing that they're actually talking about. For me, it's like, all right, cool. This is cool. This is amazing. So I'm reading from chapter 6, Neville Goddard's, from the book Freedom for All. We'll talk about it. I'm going to read it, and then I may kind of chop it up as I go along, and then I will give you guys the practical end of it, and then we'll go from there. So in chapter 6, hold on for a second. Hey, no, you're good. So in chapter 6, it begins with this. He says, the formula for the cure of leprosy, as revealed in the 14th chapter of Leviticus, is most illuminating when viewed through the eyes of a mystic. This formula can be prescribed as the positive cure of any disease in man's world, be it physical, mental, financial, social, moral, anything. It matters not about the nature of the disease. I'm sorry, let me do something. I'm gonna put my microphone shut. Y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, let's wrap it up. So starting from the beginning, the formula for the cure of leprosy, as revealed in the 14th chapter of Leviticus, is most illuminating when viewed through the eyes of a mystic. This formula can be prescribed as the positive cure of any disease in man's world, be it physical, mental, financial, social, moral, anything. It matters not about the nature of the disease or its duration, for this formula can be successfully applied to any and all of them. This is important. Think about what he just said. That's pretty fucking bold, to open up the 6th chapter with the 2nd paragraph saying, it matters not about the nature of the disease or its duration. When I say disease, your mind immediately goes to health. But if we go to the chapter before that, he says, whether it be physical, mental, financial, social, moral, anything. For the formula can be successfully applied to any and all of them. Here's the formula as it is recorded in the book of Leviticus. Then shall the priest command to take for him that is to be cleansed 2 birds, alive and clean. And the priest shall command the one of the birds to be killed. As for the living bird, he shall take it and shall dip it into the blood of the bird that was killed. And he shall sprinkle upon that is to be clean from the leprosy 7 times, and shall pronounce him clean, and shall let the living bird loose into the open field, and he shall be clean. I'll read that one more time. Here's the formula as it is recorded in the book of Leviticus. Then shall the priest command to take for him that is to be cleansed 2 birds, alive and clean. And the priest shall command that one of the birds be killed. And for the living bird, he shall take it and shall dip it in the blood of the bird that was killed. And he shall sprinkle upon it to be cleansed from the leprosy 7 times, and shall pronounce him clean, and shall let the living bird loose into the open field, and he shall be clean. A literal application of this story would be stupid and fruitless, while on the other hand, a psychological application of the formula is wise and fruitful. I didn't just say that, he said that in the book, and I agree with him completely. The next paragraph, he says, a literal application of the scripture that I just read, or the literal application of this story would be stupid and fruitless. While on the other hand, a psychological application of the formula is wise and fruitful. A bird is a symbol of an idea. Every man who has a problem or who desires to express something other than that which is now expressing can be said to have 2 birds. These 2 birds or conceptions can be defined as follows. The first bird is your present outpictured conception of yourself. It is the description which you would give if you were asked to define yourself. Your physical condition, your income, your obligations, your nationality, family, race, and so on. Your sincere answer to these questions would necessarily be based solely upon the evidence of your senses and not upon wishful thinking. So this paragraph here is all about 3D. So he says this, and we'll break it down in our language. A bird is a symbol of an idea. Every man who has a problem in the 3D or who desires to express something other than that which is now expressing can be said to have 2 birds, 3D. These 2 birds or conceptions can be defined as follows. The first bird is your present 3D outpictured conception of yourself. It is the description that you would give me if you were asked to define yourself. So if I said, hey, I want you to define yourself, what's your situation? What's your financial situation? What's your financial situation? What's your health looking like? What's your relationships looking like? That answer that you would give me, that's what he's talking about. It's your physical condition. It's your income. It's your obligations. It's your nationality. It's your family. Are you Black? Are you white? What's your race? And so on. Then he says, your sincere answer to these questions would necessarily be based solely upon the evidence, your senses, and not upon any wishful thinking. So whenever I ask you that, those answers that you just gave me are simply based off of your 5 senses. They're simply based off of 3D. And I can tell you guys right now, a lot of times I tell you guys, I don't know who this is for in my pastor voice. I don't know who this is for, but whoever this is for, this is something that you're going to have to listen to over and over again. Some of you don't currently have the consciousness to catch what it is that I'm teaching. This is not something that you're going to listen to one time and then be like, oh, that was great. This is something that you're going to listen to, you're going to listen to, you're going to listen to. Matter of fact, this is so profound, I'm going to put this on my YouTube channel. Like, this is something that I believe everybody needs to hear and listen to. Cool. So then he says, this true conception of yourself based entirely upon the evidences of your senses defines the first bird. The second bird is defined by the answer you wish you might give in these questions of self-definition. In short, these two birds can be defined as that which you are conscious of being and that which you desire to be. So let me go back and read that again. The second bird is defined by the answer you wish you might give in the questions of self-definition. So what is it that you wish that you would give if I asked you about your finances? So if I ask you right now, based off of your 3D, look in your account and you look at your bank account and your bank account says your bank account says $526. The bank account says $526. Or in reference to health, I ask you about your health and you're like, oh, well, I'm not feeling that good. I've been feeling sick. The second bird is defined by the answer you wish you might give in these questions of self-definition. In short, these two birds can be defined as that which you are conscious of being and that which you desire to be. Another definition of the two birds would be, the first would be your present problem, regardless of its nature. And the second would be the solution to the problem. So the first bird represents your 3D. The second bird represents the 4D. Cool. For example, if you were sick, good health would be the solution. If you were in debt, freedom for debt would be the solution. If you were hungry, food would be the solution. As you have noticed, the how, the manner of realizing the solution is not considered. Let me say that again to you, my 520 family. This is why we do the things that we do. This is why we have absolutely by far the biggest, the quickest expanding and the best paid community that have come through TikTok. It's because of this type of information. There's 755 million people on TikTok and less than 0.1% are actually getting this information. Think about what he just said. For example, if you were sick, good health would be the solution. If you were in debt, freedom from debt would be the solution. If you were hungry, food would be the solution. And then he says, as you've noticed, the how, the manner of realizing the solution is not concerned. Only the problem and the solution are considered. Every problem reveals its own solution. For sickness, it is health. For poverty, it is riches. For weakness, it is strength. For confinement, it is freedom. Think about what he just said. For confinement, it is freedom. So even the person that is in a position to where they are confined, this is still the answer for that. Then he goes on to say, these two states then, cool. You're the man. You are the man. All right, I got a gift for y'all. I got a gift. Does anybody like gifts? Anybody like gifts?
Yeah.
Yep.
Nobody likes
Yes,
gifts. All right,
yes,
cool. So
yes.
I guess it's just me and Chris.
Yes,
Chris,
yes,
I got a
yes.
gift for you.
Gifts, more gifts.
Chris, send me your invoice so I can pay you, my dude.
Yes, sir. No problem.
That's what I love about, that's abundance. That's abundance. When somebody has to tell you and remind you to get paid, that's abundance. And I never, and I'm not.
Recording in progress.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, cool. So what I've done is I've changed screens. So if anybody, okay, so cool. Everybody should be able to see my screen. You can't see me, which is great. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start over. I'm going to read again, and I'm going to read it from the thing so you can see exactly what it is that I'm reading for those of you that are more visual than audio. Is that okay?
Yes.
Cool. So at the top, the formula for the cure of leprosy, as revealed in the 14th chapter of Leviticus, is most illuminating when viewed through the eyes of a mystic. This formula can be prescribed as the positive cure of any disease in man's world, be it physical, mental, financial, social, moral, anything. It matters not about the nature of the disease or its duration, for the formula can be successfully applied to any and all of them. Here's the formula as it is recorded in the book of Leviticus. Let's see something here. What if I, okay. Then shall the priest command to take for him that is to be cleansed 2 birds alive and clean, and the priest shall command that one of the birds be killed. As for the living bird, he shall take it and shall dip it in the blood, and the bird was killed. And he shall sprinkle upon him that is to be cleansed from the leprosy 7 times, and shall pronounce him clean, and shall let the living bird loose into the open field, and he shall be clean. Side note, this is one of the reasons why I think some people, when they read the Bible, it's like, huh, that's stupid. That doesn't make sense. And I think that it's even more important why people understand the importance of the 3D, 4D, 5D, because when you start applying that to everything that you read in the Bible, I guarantee you'll never look at the Bible the same way. It will blow your freaking mind. Anyway, he goes on to say, this true conception of yourself based entirely upon the evidence of your senses defines the first bird. The second bird is defined by the answer you wish you might give in these questions in self-definition. In short, these 2 birds can be defined as that which you are conscious of being and that which you desire to be. So when you are conscious of being, that's what you are aware of being. That's what you think that you are being. That is the answer that you're giving yourself if somebody were to ask you about your current condition, whether it be income, obligations, your nationality, your family, your race, your relationships, your health, and so on. Another definition of the 2 birds would be another definition I'm reading here of the 2 birds would be the first, your present problem, regardless of its nature, and the second, the solution to that problem. For example, if you are sick, then good health is going to be your solution. This is important, right? Because some people think if they're sick, I no longer want to be sick. And as you are still thinking of, I no longer want to be sick, you are on a fast track to becoming more sick because you're still focusing on being sick. So if you were sick, good health would be your solution. If you were in debt, for those of you that are like, oh my God, I got to get out of this debt. I got to get out of debt. I got to get out of debt. That is not the correct way of focusing on that. If you were in debt, freedom from debt would be the solution. If you were hungry, I don't want to be hungry anymore. Man, I need something to eat. Food would be the solution. So as you notice, the how, the manner of realizing the solution is not considered. Only the problem and the solution are considered. Every problem reveals its own solution. For sickness, it is health. For poverty, it is riches. For weakness, it is strength. For confinement, it is freedom. These 2 states, then, your problem and its solution, and the 2 birds you bring to is what you bring to the priest. You are the priest who now performs the drama of curing of the man of leprosy. You and your problem, you are the priest, and with the formula for the cure of leprosy, you're now free. You now free yourself from the problem. Let me read that again. These 2 states, then, your problem and the solution, are the 2 birds. These are the 2 birds that you're bringing to the priest. You are the priest
who performs the drama of curing of the man of leprosy. You in your problem. You are the priest, and what the formula for the cure of leprosy, you now free yourself from your problem. First, you're going to take one of the birds, which is your problem, and you're going to kill it by extracting the blood from it. Blood is your consciousness. Blood is your awareness. Blood is you talking about the thing. So you're going to take one of the birds, which is your problem, and you're going to kill it by extracting the blood from it, meaning you're no longer going to be conscious of it. You're no longer going to talk about it. You're no longer going to be aware of it. You're no longer going to complain about it. You're no longer going to pray for it. You're no longer going to do any of those things. Did I miss anything in that? Like, it's done, it's dead. Like, you're killing that. When somebody asks you how you're doing, and you're not feeling well, you're not going to tell them that I'm not feeling well. If somebody was to ask you how things are going as far as your finances are concerned, you're not going to even jokingly say something like, I'm so broke, I can't even pay attention. Like, you're literally killing your consciousness in reference to that thing. And then he goes on to say, he hath made of one blood all nations of men to dwell on the face of the earth. Your consciousness is the one and only reality, which animates and makes real that which you are conscious of being. So turning your attention away from the problem is equivalent to extracting the blood from the bird. Your consciousness is the one blood which makes all states living realities. Let me read that again from the top. Your consciousness is the one and only reality that animates and makes real that which you are conscious of being. Think about what he just said. Your consciousness, your awareness, you paying attention to this thing is the one and only reality which animates and makes real that which you are conscious of being. Let me make that make sense and bring that down to a fourth grade level. Your awareness of your bank account and having no money in the bank account is the one and only reality that animates or makes real the fact that you are broke. So turning your attention away from the problem is equivalent to extracting the blood from the bird. Your consciousness is the one blood which makes all states living realities. By removing your attention from any given state, you have drained the lifeblood from the state. By removing your attention from any given state, you have drained the lifeblood from the state. You kill or eliminate the first bird, which is your problem, by removing your attention from it. Into this blood, your consciousness, you dip the live bird, which is the solution, or that which heretofore you desire to be or possess. This you do by freeing yourself to be the desirable state. Let's stop for a second. What's crazy is that sometimes some of you are not even willing to free yourself to dream. You won't even allow yourself to imagine. I was coaching someone the other day, and I always have like situations to where just in life, I'll just find myself talking to somebody who has some type of issue. Before I would be like, this is a coincidence. And now I just know that it's just the way that I live. It's just the way of life. But what's crazy, I was asking this young lady, I was like, tell me what is your best case scenario? Like, what would you love out of life? What would the answer be if you could live any life you want? And she literally told me, I never allow myself to think about that. I don't want to answer that question. Why is it that you don't want to answer that question? Because what happens if that's not true? What happens if it doesn't come true? And I don't want to set myself up for expectations. I don't want to set myself up to fail. So then what she says is that what I need to do is I need to take my consciousness and I need to be aware of my situation that I don't want in hopes that one day I'll get what it is that I do want. And based off of what it is that we're reading, not only is that hard, it's humanly impossible. So the next verse, the dipping of the live bird into the blood of the bird that was killed is similar to the blessings of Jacob by his blind father Isaac. If you recall, Blind Isaac could not see his objective world, which was his son Esau. You too are blind to your problem, which is your first bird, for you have removed your attention from it, and therefore you do not see it. Your attention, which is the blood, is now placed upon the second bird, which is your subjective state. Your subjective state means the solution. Your subjective state means the thing that you actually want. And you feel and sense the reality of it. And then he goes on to say, 7 times you're told to sprinkle the one to be cleansed. This means you must dwell within the new conception of yourself of yourself. The reason why you're teaching Neville Goddard stuff. I'm remixing Neville Goddard stuff because if you read this, it would be easy for you to think that he is talking about the 3D. He says 7 times you're told to sprinkle the one to be cleansed. This means you must dwell in the new conception of yourself until you mentally enter the 7th day, which is the Sabbath, until the mind is stilled or fixed in the belief that you are actually expressing or possessing that which you desire to be or possess. At the 7th sprinkle, you are instructed to loose the living bird and pronounce the man clean. Cool. 7 times you're told to sprinkle the one to be cleansed, which is the bird, the other bird, the good bird, or the second bird. This means that you must dwell within the new conception of yourself until you mentally enter the 7th day, which is the Sabbath. Until the mind is stilled or fixed in the belief that you are actually expressing or possessing that which you desire to be or possess. So let's not skip over this sentence. Until the mind is stilled or fixed. So you don't have a bunch of things going on. You're not thinking about the how. You're not doing this and you're doing it, but you have all these other thoughts that are coming in and you're kind of all over the place in the 4D, and then you go back. For those of you that don't know what the 4D is, I am talking about the imagination. So this entire verse right here is all about the 4D. 7 times you're told to sprinkle the one to be cleansed in the 4D, in your imagination. This means that you're going to dwell in your imagination in this new conception of yourself until you have mentally entered into the 7th day, which is the Sabbath. The Sabbath is going to be this feeling of you in your imagination to where you feel this thing, has come out of you. Until the mind is stilled or fixed in the belief that you're actually expressing or possessing that which you desire to be or possess. At the 7th sprinkle, you are instructed to loose the living bird and pronounce the man clean. Once you get to the place of Sabbath, once you get to the place where you feel this energy leave you, once you get to the place where you no longer desire, once you get to the place where you're like, yo, it's done, then you're going to let the bird go. The way that you're going to do that in your imagination, what I do is I literally see a light or a bird just leave me. More importantly, it's more important for me then to just know, you know what, it is done. As you fully express upon yourself the fact that you are that which you desire to be, you have symbolically sprinkled yourself 7 times. Then you are as free as the bird that is loose. And like the bird in flight, which must in a little while return to earth, so must your subjective impressions or claim in a little while embody itself in your world. Now, back in the day when I used to go to church, this is the part that you would actually shout, but I don't want you to do any of that stuff. As you fully impress upon yourself the fact that you are that which you desire to be, you are impressing this on yourself. You're not saying this in the 3D. You are speaking this in the 4D. As you fully impress upon yourself the fact that you are what you desire to be, you have symbolically sprinkled yourself 7 times, then you are as free as that bird that is loose. And like the bird, like a real bird that's in flight, which must at some point in time, in a little while, return to the earth, so must your subjective impressions, so must the work that you just did in the 4D, so much the imagination that you have, those impressions that you put upon your subconscious mind or claim in a little while must embody itself in your world. Your 3D must match up with your 4D. This story and all other stories of the Bible are psychological plays dramatized within the consciousness of man. This story and all other stories of the Bible are psychological plays dramatized within the consciousness of man. You are the priest. You are the leper. You are the birds. You are the priest. You are the leper. You are the birds. You are the manifestation. You are the thing that you want. You are the person. You are the money. You are the wealth. You are everything. Your consciousness, or I am, is the high priest. You, the man with the problem, are the leper. The problem, your present concept of yourself, is the bird that is killed. The solution of the problem, what you desire to be, is the living bird that is free. Won't skip over that one, buddy. Your consciousness, or your consciousness, or I am, is the high priest. This is 4D. This is not saying a bunch of affirmations. That's not what he's talking about. This is not, I am healthy. I am what, no, you are broke. Your consciousness, or I am, is the high priest. That's your 4D. You, the man with the problem, are the leper. That's the 3D. The problem, your present concept of yourself, is the bird that is killed. Again, 3D. The solution of the problem, what you desire to be, is the living bird that is freed. 4D. You reenact this great drama within yourself by turning your attention away from your problem and placing it upon that which you desire to express. Now, I've used some words here, and for anybody that's looking on YouTube, or if this is the first time you've seen this, you might not understand what 3D 45D is. So let me go over that very quickly, what it is and how that works. So you are 3 people. You are a spirit, you possess a soul, you live in a body. You are a spirit, you possess a soul, you live in a body. And for those of you that are listening, repetition is the way that we change our subconscious mind. So this is not, the 3D 45D is not something that you listen to one time and like, oh, I got it. It's something that you're listening to over and over and over and over and over again. And then even after you've listened to it, then you're teaching it over and over and over again. This is something that you're listening to or teaching literally every single day of your life. So you live in 3 different dimensions. One is the 3D, one is the 4D, one is the 5D. The 3D dimension is the dimension that you wake up in, because everything in this dimension, whenever you wake up, which where we are right now, we can see it 3 different ways. There's a plant over there, and I can see that plant up and down, side to side, back and forth. I can see that table up and down, side to side, back and forth. If you're watching this on YouTube and you're on either a computer screen or you're on your phone or you're on a TV, you can see that thing up and down, side to side, back and forth. The 3D is only a place of problems. It's only a place of problems. Albert Einstein once said, you cannot receive a solution with the conscious mind that created the problem. Your 4D is going to be your imagination. Based off of everything that we just read, your 4D is going to be where all of your solutions lie. Based off of what we just read, you just learned how to get everything that you want in life by going into the 4D. Your 4D is going to be your imagination. Your 4D is going to be the place where every single solution that you ever wanted in life is. Your 5D is going to be your super conscious mind. If you're on the science end, it's going to be God the Father or God the Creator if you are on the theology end. They both are the same. The benefit of going into the 5D is increasing your consciousness, increasing your awareness. Well, what am I increasing my consciousness or awareness of? I'm not increasing my consciousness or awareness of my life in the 3D. I am increasing my consciousness or awareness of my subjective state, which is my 4D mind, which is my imagination. I need to increase my consciousness in reference to this thing that I'm imagining, because God forbid, I'm imagining something that is bigger than anything that I've ever been able to manifest in the 3D, then I can't have that thing in the 3D. 3D because my consciousness is not big enough. So when I go into the 5D, I'm going to expand my consciousness. As I expand my consciousness, as I expand my awareness, I am then attracting to me the how of what it is of the thing that I want. If I'm now back reading, he says, you reenact this great drama within yourself by turning your attention away from your problem, 4D, and placing it upon that which you desire to express. You're going to reenact this great drama. It's going to be drama, which means that it's going to be feelings. There should be high levels of emotion. It's not just daydreaming. It's not just, oh, I feel like I'm healthy. I feel like I'm good. No. If you're going and it's wealth, you're going to go into your imagination and you're going to push your imagination and you're going to have this great drama that is in line with the thing that you want to show up in the 3D. He goes on to say, you impress upon yourself the fact that you are that which you desire to be until your mind is stilled in the belief that it is so. You impress upon yourself. This is, a lot of you guys are missing this. Even those of you that are in 520, even those of you that are in Master Manifestor University, some of you, you're having this problem. He says, you impress upon your fact, you impress upon yourself the fact that you are that which you desire to be. If I'm doing my Chris Hanna impersonation, skirt, you impress upon yourself the fact that you are that which you desire to be. He didn't say you impress upon yourself the fact that you have that which you desire. It's not that. You are impressing upon yourself the fact that you are that which you desire to be. Okay, Ken, what do you mean by that? Well, if I am impressing upon myself, if I am imagining me having this amazing relationship, then I'm imagining myself being the husband. I'm not imagining the thing. I'm not imagining the let me go back. I can imagine the person and I can imagine the relationship. But the thing that I'm impressing upon myself is the person that I desire to be. If I desire to be this amazing, to be in this amazing relationship, this amazing marriage, I'm desiring to be the conception of what a husband would look like if you are a real man. That doesn't mean, for those of you that's just like, well, Ken, I don't want to get married. It doesn't mean you got to get married. Slow down, buddy. You don't got to get married, but you have to impress upon yourself the fact of that you desire to be. Ken, I need money. Can you give me an example of that? Yes. You're not imagining the person that you are right now having money. Whatever you do, don't do that. You're imagining the person that you would be, the person that you desire to be. You desire to be a person that makes changes in the lives of people. Desire to be that person. Imagine that person and see that person abundantly, hopefully wealthy, and see that person given back in abundance. The identity of the person that you are right now. The identity of the, yo, I'm going to the strip club and I'm going to make it rain. That's going to be it's a hard road for you to use your imagination and to bring that to you, because you're leaving the identity of who you are right now. Now, am I saying you can't go to strip clubs? No, go to strip clubs. I don't care what you do. But whenever you are impressing upon yourself the fact that you are that which you desire to be, you are impressing upon yourself that which you desire to be, the person, the identity, until your mind is stilled in the belief that it is so. Don't miss this part. Until your mind is stilled in the belief that it is so. Until your mind is stilled in the belief that it is so. Until your mind is stilled in the belief that it is so, you sit your ass there. And sometimes I've done that, and it has taken me 7 times of a vivid imagination, and then the bird leaves. Sometimes it might take me 10 times. The 7 times only represents the feeling or the state that you are in until you see this thing leaving. The Bible says faith without works is dead. Some of you are not doing the work. Like, you have to do the work. This is not going in you spend 2 minutes and then it's done. For some things, it is 2 minutes. Like there's certain things that you've manifested before. If you want to manifest a parking space, you've done that before. It doesn't take you long to just go in, fill it, boom, it's done. But for other things, it may take a little bit more. Why? Because your mind needs to be stilled in the belief that it is so. Living in this fixed attitude of mind, living in the consciousness that you are now that which you formerly desired to be, is the bird in flight. Living in this fixed attitude of mind, living in the consciousness that you are now that which you are formerly desired to be, is the bird in flight. Let me read that again. Living in this fixed attitude of mind, living in the consciousness, the awareness that you are now the person, the identity of which you formerly desired to be, is the bird in flight. So, and I just talk about consciousness, right? I just caught what he just said. You have your 3D, you have your 4D, and then in the second line, which he says, which you formerly desired to be. So there's a time in your imagination when you are desiring to be this person and you are imagining that you are this person, formerly desired to be. At some point in time, whenever you get out of that place and you're like, I am that person, I am that person, that represents the bird in flight. You having that feeling that I have it, I am that person, I am the husband. And it doesn't, and for those of you that don't like that you had a bad marriage experience or you just want a partner, I'm not saying marriage, I'm just saying the person that you desire to be. If you have another word, if you want to put partner on that, whatever it is that you want to name that, name that. If it's the millionaire, like cool. If it's the multimillionaire, if it's the billionaire, if it's the philanthropist, if it is the investor, whatever that thing, whatever that person is, he's saying, living in this fixed attitude of mind, living in the consciousness that you are now that which you are formerly. So the formerly, which is the 4D, is what you were thinking, and this is the person that I want to be. And then he says, the bird leaving is you getting to the point to where you accept that this is who it is that I am, unfettered by the limitations of the past, unfettered by the limitations of the past. Who gives a rat's baby's ass what has happened to you in the past? It's not about anything that has happened to you in the past. It's not about the money that you've made. It's not about the relationships that you had. It's not about what the doctor said. Unfettered by the limitations of the past and moving toward the embodiment of your desire. So now, I just got a lot out of that. What's crazy is that I was in the hospital and I was laying down in the hospital, and that's when I started not even reading this. I was actually listening to it on my headset. I did this, and as soon as I did it, I know that I was doing things that I didn't even know that I was doing, but so the practical part of what it is that I did is that I'm in the hospital, I'm laying in the bed, I kill all the symptoms and everything that got me there. Then I'm while I'm in the hospital, while I'm laying down in the hospital, before I ever see this at all, I'm having a conversation in my mind with God, in my imagination. And in my imagination, I say to God, in my imagination, yes, I will. What is yes, I will too? Yes, I will share the story of this thing once I'm on the other side. So not that I made a deal with God, God, if you heal me, I'll tell your people. Like, that wasn't it. I'm not that good of a dude. It was, yes, like there's going to be something, and I didn't know this, I didn't read this. So when I go to the hospital, I'm going to the hospital and I refuse to look sick. Like I'm not feeling good. I know that I need to feel better. I know that there's a pain in my body. I'm concerned about it. And I get to the point where I go to the hospital, even though everything inside of me is telling me that everything is okay. So for those of you that's like, well, Ken, well, why'd you go to the hospital? Because, and for those of you that are teachers, you'll understand this. I live a little bit different life. And the life that I live is whenever there is something that I want to teach, I don't get the pleasure of reading and then teaching, and then you're like, oh my God, Ken changed my life. Nope. I was in the hospital room, in the emergency room, listening to this. I allowed the first bird, which is my attention to the way that I was feeling, to leave. And then the second bird, I imagine this person that I want to do, and this person that I want to be. Whenever I started imagining this, the pain in my side was tremendous. So then my 3D is like, oh, you think that you're just gonna go through this imagination thing and we're not gonna attack you? No, my dude, you're about to get attacked, and you're about to get attacked big time. So then I go through that. I'm still, it doesn't matter. I'm imagining what it is that I want. I'm imagining the feeling that I want to be. And then when the doctor comes back in, and he's doing an ultrasound on my side and all this kind of stuff, I'm ignoring the 3D. I'm ignoring everything in the 3D. Now, this is important for you to understand. When I'm doing in the 3D, the guy's like, huh, we can't find any veins. Are you a heavy drug user? I'm like, no, my dude, I don't do drugs. Well, I don't know why. Can't find any veins. Then he's like, man, your blood is dark red. Not sure what that is. All of this stuff that's going on in the 3D are all these things that I have to ignore and I cannot be conscious of, because I am conscious of being the person that has come through on the other side, and I'm conscious of being this me. I'm conscious of being the person that is on a Zoom call teaching this for the world to see. So when I'm in the bed, I'm here. This is the person, not I'm conscious of being healed. I'm conscious of being this person, because if I'm this person and I'm explaining to you guys how I got healed, then that must mean I got healed. So I'm doing all of that. I feel the bird leave me, and the guy's like, nope, don't know what it is. Now, the bird coming back to me. So then I leave there, and I'll just be really transparent with you. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I did. I leave there and I'm like, man, I need to, and I was at a 7-Eleven. I'm like, man, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten all day. I need something to eat. So then I went and got a banana. The banana was like $3, $4. The guy's like, and I got one banana. And he's like, if you get 3 of those, it's only $1. And I'm like, okay. So then I get that, not because I even like bananas, only because I felt like he was trying to test me. And I'm like, bro, I'm a thug. I got $1. Don't test my thugness up in the 7-Eleven. You don't want to find out what I would do, which is probably not nothing. But anyway, that was it. And then I got the 3 bananas, but I was still hungry. And I wish that I can tell you now that I'm free like a bird and I am healed and I am the person that I want to be. I wish I can tell you that I just ate the bananas, but I didn't. I went and I got some the pork skin things, chicharrones, those things. And for those of you that are judging, don't. I ate the entire bag and it was good, and it was really good. Then I got home, I'm on the couch, and I still am not feeling all too great. But all of a sudden, the bird comes back to me. The bird comes back to me. I'm on the phone with Lisa Gibson, and I call her. She's like, Kenny, how's things going? I'm not telling her like, oh, I feel sick, this, that, whatever. I tell her, I did tell her that I went to the hospital. At this point in time, I wasn't feeling better. I told her I was feeling better. That's not true. I felt a little bit better after I ate the pork skins, not because I felt better, but just as hold on for 1 second. So not because I'm feeling better, but I tell her that because I'm no longer aware, I'm no longer conscious of that person. And all of a sudden, the bird comes back. And when the bird comes back, and she just texts me, I hope that she gets on this phone. I hope she gets on this Zoom. As the bird comes back, something clicks. And all of a sudden, my body is just, I have all this energy. And she's talking, and I'm cleaning up, and I'm washing dishes, and I'm washing clothes, and I'm sweeping the floor, and I'm doing all of this stuff. And I said, Lisa, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Now, with me knowing my life, I believe the reason why I went through the thing that I went through is so I can share it with you guys. Because I'm sure there's some people that either they don't have the voice that I have, not the voice, but they don't have the following of people that they can actually share this information to, or they go through this and they don't tell it, they don't share it. And then, like, where are you going to share this at? Like, a lot of us were brought up in church. You definitely can't go to church and say some of the things that that he said here. You can't go to church and say this story and all other stories of the Bible are physical, psychological plays dramatized within the consciousness of man. Yeah, you'll get kicked out. So don't do that. So there's certain people that go through it that don't share it. I just happen to be crazy enough to be like, you know what? The things that I go through are the things that I am going to share until the fucking wheels fall off. So that's what I wanted to. That's what I wanted to read. And for those of you that are looking at this on YouTube, I'll let you read some of the comments. Cherise said freedom. Kevin and Ashika said freeness. Amanda said so true. Margaret said, I have Neville Goddard's okay PN Audible. I'll have to read this chapter in the book. Sean Williams says, Joseph Murphy has a like-minded concept too. This is good. Thank you for sharing and confirming. Donna said, this is good. Lynn Womack said, amen. What goes up comes down. Kevin and Ashika said, mind map. Wow, loving it. Yes, this land's very different today because I am different. Whoa. And then Margaret says, I have believed that the mystery of the Bible is the blueprint of how man is to live, heal himself, and to solve the problem of living this human experience. I see now that we all have to think outside the box of religious beliefs to get to this point. Awesome teachings, Kenneth. You are amazing. Yes, Margaret, and that entire part, said Ashika. And then Sean says, if we have it, why do we yet hope for it? Good one. Then Kaz Rodriguez said, thank you, Ken. And then Yo said, sure can. Cool. So what's crazy is that, and this is a very shameless plug for anybody that's listening on YouTube, or if you have received this video any other kind of way, this is the reason why you must invest in yourself. This reading, for those of you that are in the chat, what I would like you to do is I want you to take a couple of seconds and put in the chat, just so people will know that this is not something that this is just a one-time thing. If this is something or something equivalent to this, or even better than this, is something that we do and that we talk about every single day, what I want you to do, for those of you that will, just put that in chat. For other people that are thinking about investing in themselves, or for people that don't know the importance of investing in themselves, I want you to just write that in the chat so they can see your thoughts in reference to that thing. For those of you that are listening, whether it be on YouTube or maybe I'll put this, I can upload this to my podcast. For those of you that are listening, one of the things that I've learned in life is this: everything happens, everything changes once you decide to invest in yourself, everything. And it's not just money, it's thoughts, it's time, it's absolutely everything. But you can never be what it is that you want to be if it's not for investing in yourself. When you think about this chapter, when you think about everything that he just said, the thing that he just shared was the importance of investing in yourself. Cool. What I'm going to do is I am going to stop sharing the screen. Cool. Cool. So for those of you that are on Zoom, what's your thoughts? Any questions? Cool. Or if you have any questions, raise your virtual hand. Cool, no questions. So what I want you guys to do, take this information, chop it up, listening to this recording over, do the thing that you are learning, because the depth of this information is you. So don't just listen to it, but like do it and be a doer of the word and not just a hearer of the word. For those of you that are listening on YouTube or on the podcast, Amanda says, everything changes when you invest in yourself, make yourself the priority. Gemma said, I couldn't imagine where I would be if I didn't initially invest in myself, who and where I would be. She also mentioned how much she invested, which at the time was $39. By investing in myself, I get drenched every day with powerful, deep wisdom similar to this. As a result, I'm experiencing expansive transformation daily. Linda's so amazing with words. Dell said life-changing, right to the point, Dell. Pierre, don't know who that dude is, but he said, definitely one of the best investments I made with my life. These tools will be with me for the rest of my life, and I will teach them to others to affect their lives. Meredith said, I'm coming closer to becoming the person I've always imagined. Meredith, you're already there. This is real teaching. I invested in myself and my life is changing. I see the world with different eyes and I'm on an amazing journey. Bonnie said, once I invested in myself, I found what I've been looking for all of my life, mind expanding. And then Gemma said, thank you, Kenny, for being the authentic person that you are. You are changing generations. Please cash out me for leaving this comment. Amanda said, this problem is life-changing. Kenny gives his all and wants to see the change of your life. I'm becoming the best version of myself with everything I'm learning. So I appreciate Kenny's transparency with us. It makes us all comfortable to be vulnerable on this journey. And yes, when I go to the meeting, January 12th through the 15th, I will be expecting money. Cool. They didn't say that, but for those of you that are on, there's only 34 people on this Zoom, but we have a huge community, literally, of hundreds of people that are in Master Manifesting University. At the time of this, Master Manifesting University grew so fast that we got to a point where we stopped taking enrollments, and then that's where we are right now. We won't start that again until next week. If you click on the link that is going to be in this bio, which is Manifest in 3D, 4D, 5D, you can find out about it, find out about what it's entailed, and all that kind of good stuff. Lisa Gibson.
Good afternoon, family.
What up, girl?
Hey, girl.
Hey, Lisa.
What do you have for us?
What do I have for you? What do I
Yeah.
have for you? You have to kind of bring me up to speed because it's been a mile a minute for me this morning.
I believe you. I believe you. Is there anything in reference to the affiliate marketing or I guess the funnel thing, me and you can talk about earlier, later, but is there anything in reference to the affiliate marketing that, that they need to be aware of?
Oh, yes, actually. For those of you, and thank you for everyone who took action immediately and got your W-9s completed. Thank you so much. After today, if you've done your W-9, you will not see the reminder window come up on your screen when you log into your affiliate portal. If you have not completed it, and I don't have it, in the email return that I usually get, you will not be able to be paid through your commissions through the portal. We need that information. So if you don't mind, there's probably one of two of you from our original sessions that we did this with that need to do it. For those who have not done it at all, please, I don't want you missing out. Go ahead and get that completed. It's a simple email link. Click on the link, fill out the information. No matter if you have your business or if you're individual that's doing it, your name must go on the first line. If you're doing it for, in the name of your business, your name goes on the first line, your business name goes on the second line, and your EIN number for your business goes down on the lower right-hand side in that section that's appropriate for that. But I must have your first and last name on that first line. It's required by the government also. So if you don't mind, get that done, get that completed, because when this rocket ship takes off next week, I don't want you missing the ride.
Lisa,
Okay? Yes.
do you have mine? Because it's still popping up that I need to fill it out.
Yes, I
Me
think
too, Lisa.
I do. If I told you when we did that roll call beforehand, if I told you that I had it, I still have it. But if you give me
Okay.
1 second, Margaret, I have you, Margaret. I'm looking at your name on the checklist.
Okay.
If there's anyone that wants to, again, just take a quick second, ask and
Can you
confirm.
check for me, Lisa?
Can you check mine too?
No problem.
Dale.
So let me do this quickly then to kind of make it as easy as possible. I'm just going to run through a quick roll call. Listen, please, for your name. And if I've called your name, I have your information. If I did not call your name, there's one or two things that's possible. You did not complete the information correctly on your form and I can't identify who you are, or you just did not do it. So, we ready? And guess what name I will not be calling?
Delicious.
Thank you. All right.
But that's my name.
What
my delicious thing?
My name that's
You guys
that's
kill me.
1000% the way that I'm going to introduce myself on the next podcast. Welcome to Manifest in 3D, 4D, 5D. My name is Delicious. And today, all right, go Lisa, do your thing.
All right, let's go down this roll call. Amber Williams, Amber Hughes, Amina Legrand, Anna Marie Sally, Antonio Moore, El Dozier, Ashika Butler, Bonnie Eifler, Carolyn Tillis, Crystal Coakley, Dale Bledsoe, Dominic Murphy, Donna Reed, Donisha Mars, Ebony Cousin, Erica Hardy, Jelena Mims, Gemma Lancaster, Karen Pippin, Leche Hopkins, Linda Rousseau, Lois Ewang, Lynette Womack, Margaret Edinburgh, Melissa Newsom, Kwanya Williams, Quaya Kemp, Ronnie Ainsley, excuse me, Sharda Taylor, Sheree Mitchell, Jenna Awa, Victoria Hollis, and Yolanda Hooks. Was there someone I did not call that you expected me to call?
Sharon
Williams, that's
Rodriguez.
either correct, and so I thought I had did that already.
Who is that? Hold on, let's do this way so that we don't step on each other. If you could raise your virtual hand, please. I'll call each of you individually and we'll get that sorted out quickly. I see Denisha's hand up first. Denisha, did you get your question answered?
Yeah, I had another question.
I
Okay,
took
so-
Mount Allen.
Okay, so Denisha, hold on then. We'll get back to you. Becky,